One of the keys to performing a good lunge or split squat variation is going to be the alignment of our hips, and I'm going to explain why. Now, having our hips stacked is going to help us perform the exercise properly because then we're not leaving anything wide open for vulnerability and performing the exercise with one of our limbs in an unfamiliar movement pattern. Here's an easy way that I get my hips in line for my lunges or split squat variations. So I'm going to start with both my toes pointed straight forward and keeping that alignment with my toes. I'm going to move one about 2.5 to 3 feet back. Now that's just for me because I have really long limbs. Go to the distance that feels best for you. Now, once I'm at that position, I'm going to hike my heel up and press my toes into the ground with that back foot, keeping the same mentality of pushing my toes into that straight line. Now, you can see that even though one of my legs is behind me, my hips are actually aligned and stacked, pressing forward. And this is going to help me keep a good posture and good form throughout this exercise. All right. And then you can just go down and you're performing that exercise nice and balanced, straightforward. Now, for most lunge variations, whether it be a reverse lunge, pushing those feet back behind us, or a forward lunge, where we're stepping forward and into the movement, may end up bringing in some imbalances to the playing field. If you have trouble with balance during a forward lunge or split squat variation, a great way to combat that is with this next implementation. Now, if I have a problem with my balance, chances are the easier way for me to apply resistance or weight to this exercise would be to hold it on the side of the leg that's going back, because now this is within my core region and I'll be able to hold the weight a little sturdier, a little more steady in my lunge position. So what I'm going to do actually to work on my balance instead is have the weight on the outside of the leg that's going to be forward and in working action. Okay, so I have my foot forward, my toes are both straight forward, and I have the dumbbell on the outside leg. You can already see that there's a little bit of toe lift where I'm trying to find my balance and bring it back into center. Now, performing your exercise like this might throw you off because the weight's going to be pulling you off of your axis. Okay, so this is a great way for you to realize that and engage more core activity. So now I'm tightening my core, and now I'm going to perform that exercise a lot more solid and a lot more steady. This is also working on those stability muscles on the inside and the outside of that working leg. Now, one more key factor about a lunge or split squat variation is that you can actually target the quadricep or the hamstring depending on how wide your stance is and how far forward your torso is. Okay, so if I wanted to work my quad more, I'm going to want that planting foot, the working legs foot, a little bit closer to my inline so that my quad gets a little extra stretch in the workout. And I'll show you what I mean. So if I have my legs a little bit closer together, you can see my knee pushes forward a lot more, and this gets a little bit longer of a stretch. Okay, and then I come up. Now, if I wanted to get more glute action out of that, I'm going to be a little bit wider so that front foot is going to be further forward or that back foot further back. And then I'm going to have my torso hinged forward a little bit more so that that glute region can actually stretch a lot more. All right, so hinge forward, and now you can see I'm stretching that glute a lot more and recruiting a lot more glute activity, therefore working that glute region a little bit more, then you might be the quad with that close stance. Hopefully this information and these tips and tricks will help your training progress in the gym. If you did enjoy this content, please leave a comment below. I'd be happy to hear any feedback that might allow this content to be more beneficial for you. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.